Welcome back and welcome to another at-home cinema release movie reviews video. Welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Katrina and I make movie reviews here every Sunday. They are always spoiler free. Normally I would be talking about all the films that I'd seen in the cinemas that week, because I always go to the cinema multiple times in a week. However, obviously at the moment we are in a bit of a different situation, so I'm using this time to catch up on some movies I may have missed in the cinema or those home premieres we've got. So today is an example of a movie that I missed in the cinema because it just had a very limited release, and today we're going to be talking about Queen and Slim. This one was one that I was really anticipating seeing, but I ended up just being away around release time, and then when I was able to see it, it just wasn't on. It had very, very limited release, and so I had some credit with Fandango, and so I rented it and borrowed it. I will leave last week's movie reviews linked up here, and then at some point I will also leave my movie reviews playlist in case you are looking for something to rent this coming weekend or this coming week. There will be no movie reviews video next Sunday because next Saturday I have my panel for the Social Distance Book Fest. I will leave all the details of that in the description box below, but it will be live here on this channel on Saturday, and so I don't want to bombard you with another video on Sunday. So next weekend you've got a live panel instead of your movie reviews video. But let's get on with the actual video. Let's get on with the actual film review. This film is about a young black couple who are out on a date. Driving home, they get pulled over by a white cop, and you can already probably tell where the story's going to go from there. He basically is not the nicest of cops, and so a scuffle ensues and the young black couple end up being kind of on the run. So we see them kind of forced together. This was their first or second date, and they end up on the run. They're forced together. We've got a bit of a road trip. They kind of get to meet each other's families probably before they would have done. And it's interesting watching the dynamic of their relationship change over the course of the movie. Obviously, we have a lot of issues covered in the movie, like the treatment of black people by white police or by police in general. We see some protests. We see some black people agreeing that, you know, they're going to harbour this couple even though they've done something very wrong, and some white people agreeing the same thing. And then we've got the reverse as well, black people disagreeing with what they did, white people disagreeing with what they did. So although there is like race issues going on throughout the film, I would say that this film is more about the relationship and the dynamics and the way their life changes. It felt a little bit to me like a sort of Romeo and Juliet, star-crossed lovers type of story, but almost sort of in reverse. So they weren't passionate about each other at the start probably, and then we kind of see their relationship grow and change. This film is definitely very slow paced, and it's a fairly quiet film as well. So I did watch this with my husband and he did enjoy it because that's his jam when it comes to movies. If you don't like a slow-paced film, you probably won't like this one. There is obviously some content warning for violence and sex and nudity and language, but it's, like I say, it's a very slow-paced and quiet film. So whilst the film does have that in it, I would say that it's so sort of infrequent if you're okay with some mild violence and mild. It's very, very infrequent because the film is very, very slow and very easygoing. It did make me want to go on a road trip. I would say the film is probably about as good as I expected it to be. I didn't expect to be blown away by this one, but I knew that I wanted to see it, and I wanted to see it enough to pay the extra 99 cents on top of the $5 credit that I had on Fandango. And it was nice watching it on the big screen. Like when we're doing one of these premieres on the TV at home, we make sure it's not, oh, I'm just popping it on in the day whilst I'm doing some stuff around the house. It's like, now we're sitting down to watch this. We've got the speakers turned up. We've got the ambience. It's dark outside. It's almost recreating that cinema style of thing. I liked the film. I didn't love it. I don't mind that I missed it in cinemas. I don't think I would have gained anything from watching it on the big screen. Because it's quite a quiet and slow film, I would say that it's rather suited to watching at home, whether you're watching on TV or watching it with a laptop. I will say, you know, try and immerse yourself completely, because it is so kind of sparse in the action. You don't want to kind of miss anything. But yeah, I mean, there are definitely things that I would rent before renting this one again. My top 10 movies of the year, I'll leave linked up above, or I will have already linked up above, because there's definitely more films in there that I would pay to see again rather than watching this one again. But if you were interested in seeing it in the cinema and like me, you missed it, then now's the time to watch it, I would say. So thank you so much for watching. As I say, no movie reviews next Sunday, because on Saturday I have my live stream. Make sure you are subscribed and hit that bell so that you don't miss out on the notification of that going live. And if you do miss it, don't worry, it will be saved to the channel, but you know, subscribe so that that lands in your subscription feed. Let me know in the comments if there are any particular movies you want to hear my thoughts on. I've got a little list going on at the minute, which I am working my way through, so thank you to all of you who commented and have left me things to watch. I'm excited to watch them and bring you the reviews here as and when. I think we've got a little bit more time for me to watch some more movies. I will be back with more bookish content for you in the week, and then that live stream on Saturday. So I will see you then. Thanks for watching.